What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I was talking to Brother George one day on the phone, as I typically do. And Brother George was expounding on to me something that I never really thought about. And that was the issues that most blacks deal with in interracial dating, in particular with Caucasian people. And unless you grow up, which you have some blacks that do grow up in prestigious, upper middle class or very wealthy neighborhoods, they go to private school where they see different races throughout their life, and they have different experiences. Most of us who come from the traditional black inner cities, we have to become somebody to even really kind of understand white people, for the most part, if we really want to be honest about it. Most of us in our personal life, if we wanted to deal with white people or corporate America, we have to be somebody, which means that we need to get out of our neighborhood. We have to do very good in school. We have to be very talented. And then for a black man or for a black woman, that is when you enter the possibilities of dealing with white people or dating white people or getting white friends. You don't grow up having white friends, okay? That's not what happens. You don't grow up getting white friends. You have to do that. So you have to prove yourself and work hard. So this is one of the reasons why when blacks encounter whites, they see so much value in it, because look at what they had to overcome to get there. This is the same thing with brothers from the Caribbean or from Africa. You really got to put your time in to do such a thing. Now, let us go to Rachel Lindsay. Now, I don't know how she grew up, but I do know that she went to law school. She's from the Dallas, Texas area. And, I would say that she's an attractive young lady. Some brothers might not like what she looks like. I don't see anything wrong with her, but definitely you can tell she's the kind of sister that is not into black men. And so she was the first Bachelorette that was ever black or African-American, okay? And after she was there on season 13, she selected this guy, Bryan Abasolo. Now, Bryan Abasolo was a chiropractor in his own right, but he was nothing in comparisons to Rachel Lindsay's success. Now, chiropractor school, it's definitely hard. You have to be smart. It's just as hard as medical school. And I went to medical school with a guy that was in chiropractor school, and he was killing it. I mean, this guy knew everything, okay? But the reality is that chiropractors typically don't make a lot of money, okay? They basically got married in 2019, and basically when they got married, he basically moved to Los Angeles, all right? And he's saying, listen, when I met her, I stopped my chiropractor business, I moved where she was, and we started living together, right? Now, this is interesting. If a man has to leave his business to be with his wife and move in with her, it already indicates something. And this is something that a lot of women are not gonna want to deal with, but let's deal with it right now. It means that the guy, you couldn't get nobody on your level. So not only are you dating somebody out of your community you worked hard at dealing with, you've worked hard to meet somebody that you got to take care of. Because that guy, based on how you think he looks, if he had this opportunity to have a lot of money, he wouldn't choose you. So you're having to choose him. That's number one. Number two, if you didn't have that money, well, he might not be that attracted to you. And this is exactly what she alleges, that when he came to live with her, her criticism is, well, he didn't really take me out on dates. He didn't spend any time with me. Okay, he didn't really like me. He didn't do anything at all. So basically, what he used me for is my house, paying for things. I wanted kids with him, but hey, that wasn't what was going on. And so basically the guy filed for divorce. What did it cost her? $15,000 in attorney fees, $5,000 for forensic expert expenses, $13,257 in spousal support, and a whole bunch of other issues, okay? Then also, you didn't sign a prenup. Now, here's what's going on. He has a Miami condo. He has a car, the wedding band. He's keeping all of that. But she didn't even sign a prenup with this guy. And now, financially, she's basically going to be suffering. And for a man and to be paying a man, that's crazy. But this shows you that all of the success that you had and wanting to go out there and get a quote unquote white man, that it didn't work. It didn't work. And a lot of these ladies are, I hate to say this, but how many times have we heard it? So many black women, this is not everybody, but when they want to deal with white men, and let me just say this. If that white man is in his prime, wanted by white women, somewhat attractive, it's not uncommon to see that woman paying for this man. I can see if it's like, one of these old guys, white guys over here in Africa and all this stuff and everything like that. And, he doesn't want to, he's 70, 85 or whatever. Okay, yeah, that guy's going to pay. But if that guy is somewhat in his prime, he's still muscular, he still has, something to offer. Hey, they just seem to have a problem getting that guy to pay. So the question is, why do you have such a problem getting that guy to pay? Because historically, you are not the woman that man wants to take care of. And it could come down to this. A lot of women who have to take care of men, in my honest opinion, they have somewhat of a bad or pejorative attitude towards men, okay, in general. So they don't want to make the necessary changes to get a man that can take care of them or a man that looks nice or whatever. That sacrifice is not going to be there. That sacrifice is going to be better off spent in the private sector, in their careers. And hey, you can do whatever you want to do. That's on you. You can do whatever you need to do or whatever you deem is necessary to do. But what you can't expect is a man to come out there and say, oh, well, how you are is like this, and it's okay for you to be like this. I accept you like this. I think that it's great that you're like this. And in fact, I'm crazy about you being like this. And this is what I really want. I don't have a problem with you being like this. No, that doesn't happen. You can stay however you want if you like. And this is what a lot of men are doing that are these women's types. A lot of men are not really talking about this publicly, but if you look at Keke Palmer, you can't honestly tell me that she wanted to end up with Darius Jackson. Keke Palmer is back with Darius Jackson after all the horrible things that happened because nobody else wants to deal with Keke Palmer. There's nobody that will take that on. And probably she knows she's gonna have to pay for it. It's not that she's unattractive, but what man wants to deal with her? Like a lot of the things that you see a lot of women talking about, they deserve better and you need to have this better and this is, it sounds good, but if you deserve better, you have to understand what kind of man will give you better and what you need to do. Why do you deserve better? Because it's you? Does a man deserve better? No, you actually have to do the work that the person wants in the market that you want to be in. Why is this such a hard concept to understand or to get or to go over? It seems to be so difficult every single time. I have no idea why, but it is so hard. Whenever you talk to, let me say, women and why things are going the way it is and why women are unhappy, the problem is, well, why are they not doing very well? It's the man's fault. And these ladies meet guys that are rich all the time. Rachel Lindsay, in her career, has to meet men of all races, white, black, Asian. Some of those guys have to be attracted to you. You've been on dates. All of these women have had men spend money on them before. Keke Palmer, the same thing. You'd have to have at least something going on. You would have to. So what is the issue there? What is the problem? What is the issue? Why don't you have that? Why don't you have this situation going on there? And you can only explain it by saying that, hey, you're not really willing to put in the work to get what you're talking about. So therefore, you don't. And so when you don't get it, it becomes somebody else's fault. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, L. Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you did. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.